Today we're looking at the area model for fraction multiplication. Now I talked about this in my fraction of fractions video near the end. Now here we actually have some shading done, so we're kind of doing it in reverse now. Now we need to see if we can figure out the fractions. So hopefully I can make that a little bit easier for you. So first thing we need to do is, let's start with this first picture on the left. Here it looks like we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we have 12 boxes, and we know that 6 of them are colored in. So that means we know our answer. Our goal today is to see if we can figure out how to get the problem. So first thing we are going to do is, I am going to, it looks like from here to here, we are broken into 1, 2, 3 sections. So I can label that 1/3, 2/3, 3/3. So since you can see here, it looks like I have 1/3 has some coloring in it, and so does 2/3. Looks like I might have found a keeper here. Looks like we are going to be at the, in particular, 2/3. So our first fraction we have found to be 2/3. Now our second fraction, let's look up this side here. Now we have, it looks like from here to here, looking up and down now. Now we're looking at the rows. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 3 of them are colored in. So that would be 1/4, 2/4, 3/4, 4/4. You can see that since we have color in 1/4, 2/4, and 3/4, that means our answer must be 3/4. So we write that up here. Now our last step is to make sure we just double check. You know, everybody makes mistakes, so you have to make sure that we avoid that silly mistake. So now that we created our math problem, let's check to make sure that it makes sense. Multiply straight across, and yep, it does look like it makes sense. And again, just a super quick recap. Since we have the columns were thirds, I knew that because I counted each column. 1, 2, 3. All right? And I knew that it had to be 2/3 because I had 2 of those columns colored in. And then looking at our rows, there were 4 rows, and there was 1, 2, 3, 4, and we had 3 out of those 4 had color in them, so that is how I was able to figure out that it was 3/4. Now let's come over and look at our second problem here. We have, let's count up our rectangles here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We have 12 again. But this time it looks like we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 as our answer. So our answer is 5/12, and just like before, we need to work backwards. Starting with my columns, there are 2 columns, and only one of the columns has colors in it. So if I split it into 2, so that would be half and 2 halves. This is the only one that has color in it, so I know that one of my fractions appears that it will be a half. Okay? And let's look at the next side here. So looking at our rows from top to bottom. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rows. Out of those 6, it looks like 5 are colored in, so we could call this would be 1/6, 2/6, 3/6, 4/6, 5/6, and the empty one, but we'll label it just to prove that it does equal up to 1. It goes up to 5/6. So I put a circle around that. I implant that up into my problem. Multiply straight across. 1 times 5 does equal 5, and 2 times 6 does equal 12. So our key is to look at it as by column and by rows. If you do that, make sure you do these labels along the side. That will help you, and you should be rather successful. I hope that helps.